What is up, my audio engineers? I am Zach, I'm with Polyverse Music, and today we're going to be talking about 10 high-end vocal effects that you can do with our plugin Manipulator. Manipulator processes effects in real time, making it perfect for live performances as well. So let's first talk about pitch. Listen to my voice as I'm speaking, and I'm going to be pitching this knob down, and see if you can hear the difference. As I'm pitching it down, you might notice that my voice is getting deeper, and then as I'm pitching it up, you might notice that my voice is getting higher. This little knob right here, in between the format and pitch knob, this is going to be my smooth grains knob. When I have the smooth grains all the way up, it's going to sound more natural, sound more human, and when I have it all the way down, it's going to sound more metallic and more robotic. It's all what you're trying to go for. If you don't want to change the pitch of your vocals, you can just use the format knob, which is going to change it in semitones without actually affecting your pitch. And you can
really notice a difference that it sounds like my voice is just getting deeper. When really it's just this
format knob
changing, and even when it goes higher, it almost is sounding like a different person is talking.
Utilizing this harmonics knob here, we can get a pretty drastic effect on the timbre of our voice, kind of making us sound like a
robot monster or something from your wildest nightmare. You can achieve completely new synthetic harmonic results.
Now, while using this harmonics knob, let's bring it all the way up to about 2. Utilizing this ratio knob, the harmonics will shift away from the fundamental and create this interesting octave effect. So while utilizing this harmonics knob, bringing it back up to about 2, by modulating this FM or frequency knob, I can add a little bit of grit to the audio, making it a little more audible or understandable after the harmonic effects have been added. Another really cool effect we can do with our vocals here is this alternator knob. As I pitch this alternator knob up, it is going to
alternate the pitch of my vocal up and down simultaneously. And we can get pretty extreme with this, but I'm just going to leave it at about 12. Because then you can come down to this octave knob, and this is where it gets really interesting. So the octave knob is actually going to think about it stretching that alternation out. You can go all the way up to an 8 octave,
which
gets really crazy. But if I bring it back down to about -1 to -3, it's going to be fattening up the vocal. I like to leave it around -1. And you can get this really fat vocal. You can even pitch the alternator up now quite a bit. And there's this smear button right here. Smear is sort of a time stretching out the sound, stretching out the manipulation.
Smear is a granular effect that loops and crossfades sounds at different time intervals, so it kind of allows for this stretching type of effect on the sound itself. If you look down here right in the center, you see the stereo knob. When you pull this up, it is going to enhance the stereo field of your vocal. Really effective if you're trying to get a nice big fat vocal. And it is the same algorithm, same effect as our wider effect, but it's just placed here in Manipulator. You can download wider for free from the link in the description. This D2 knob can thicken your sound, and it does this by smoothly spreading the pitches into what sounds kind of like a chorus effect, but initially widening the vocal itself. Final thing we're going to go over with our Manipulator plugin is how we can implement MIDI signal into Manipulator. We're going to use this MIDI signal to harmonize the vocals themselves. Now, this is the same process you would do to vocode your vocals, and with Manipulator you can vocode and then also manipulate them, which is very cool. And I also duplicated it and added an analog sine wave synth so that we can just hear what the initial MIDI is, but then I'm going to turn it off so that we can just hear it with the vocals. So I'm just going to play it real quick, and we're going to hear what this MIDI chords sound like with the sine wave. Pretty cool, pretty pop style. Now, if you see up here in the left of Manipulator, you have MIDI. You want to make sure that's set to at least poly. That's going to allow it to take all the MIDI notes that we're sending into it and use them. So your first thing you want to do is you're going to want to have a MIDI track, which I have right here, this 2 MIDI. And then in Ableton, it's going to be different in Logic or any other DAW, but for Ableton specifically, you're going to come down here and you're going to send the MIDI signal to your audio. Right now I have my vocals on audio 1 with Manipulator. So if you select audio 1, it's going to give you an option to select Manipulator. And as you can see, there are a bunch of manipulators you can select. We're just going to select number 1. And that's it. Now, anytime I'm playing the DAW, Manipulator is going to be somewhat halted by the MIDI signal, and all you're going to hear are those pitches of your voice as the keys themselves. Watch. I'm just going to do a humming noise as I'm playing, and you're not going to hear anything else besides my humming voice in all these pitches as the chords themselves. Now I'm legitimately just humming. I'm going to turn this dry and wet knob all the way down and slowly turn it up as I'm playing again. Ready? And you can manipulate that MIDI signal as you please. Again, I am Zach with Polyverse Music. This was 10 high-end vocal effects that you can utilize with our Manipulator plugin. Subscribe for more weekly tips and tricks and visit us at polyversemusic.com.